About to hop into it real quick. It's about there.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yes,
Good morning.
sir.
Good morning.
Oh, man.
Man,
Hello,
you look
hello.
like
We're back. We're back with Sports Talk with Curt, Ralph, and Maurice. It's been a long weekend. We skipped a day, but we're back. We're
Here
back.
we are.
We got some news coming out. I know we want to kind of hop into it, but I just want to see how you guys are doing this over the weekend. You know, how's you guys' weekends, Ralph? I meant to invite you over, man, and I just got busy with that B&B and some other stuff I was doing around.
Yeah.
So I see you come by, have a cigar or a beer, and do something on the grill maybe one day.
I'm all good for that. I love that.
So I'll give you a heads up in the day notice.
Right.
I think I was trying to do it Friday, but it was just the day got away from me. But we're back on Sports Talk.
Absolutely.
A lot has transpired. A lot I'd like to go over.
Good weekend. Lots of sports this weekend.
Lots of sports this weekend. We could jump right into LA. We could jump, save that for the tail end. We could jump into that right now. But I wanted to talk about Philadelphia, starting off with Philadelphia and what the Hawks did, Trae Young, his performance. Is he going to be giving Philadelphia a hard time with this series?
No question he is. Because of the fact that he is so much quicker than their defensive player, and he can shoot the ball so well, then he's going to be a problem for them. Now, what they got to hope for is that he's off, or if they double team him and trap him to take the ball out of his hand, that his teammates can hit shots. If they can make shots, they'll be in good shape.
Oh, yeah. What did he do? 35 points?
Right. He had 35 and 9 assists.
9 assists. 4 for 11 for 3 points.
Right.
So he
was fine.
Critical 3-pointers.
Oh yeah, no question about it. He said he was 4 for 11. That's actually a pretty good percentage from the 3-point range.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's 36%. If you can be somewhere in that between 35 and 40% from 3-point range, anything above that, you're in really good shape.
Yeah.
Not as good as that Booker was doing out there.
Man, that brother put on the show. Homeboy, home folks.
The kid folk is out there.
He put the exclamation mark at the end.
Huh?
So he put the exclamation mark at the end, like said, "What?
Yeah.
What?"
Ken folk. He did what he do.
That boy bad.
Yeah, he is. But he's been bad until they got Chris Paul. We didn't really know much about him. They needed a floor general, that experienced player. And now Booker don't have to think about all that leadership stuff. All he got to do is just play with a clear mind. Chris Paul got the leadership part worked out. So they're going to be a pretty tough team. I certainly don't think Denver going to beat them.
No?
No, I don't see Denver beating them without their second best player.
Who's the second best player for Denver?
Jamal Murray, averaging about between 23 and 25 a night, and he's been hurt.
Yeah, he's done.
Done for the season.
Oh, he's done for the season, huh?
Yeah.
So he has a lot of repairing to do.
Yeah, he got hurt.
And one thing that you always say, the book, you always talk about if they are healthy.
If they're healthy.
Healthy. And what these players need to do to get healthy and to stay healthy.
The get healthy part I get. The stay healthy part is difficult because on any play coming down the floor at any time, any rebound, you can injure yourself. A player can get injured. So you just try to play without thinking about those things. And if it happens, you deal with it. But the key piece is if you do get injured, try to get back healthy as quickly as you can to help your team.
Like James Harden, he's in the game 23 seconds.
I don't think it was that long. I thought it was like 13 seconds.
Yeah, he out the game.
He out. And he out for tomorrow night too.
Yeah, he's out, yeah.
So what are they in the series right now?
They
1-0.
1-0. Yeah, they beat Milwaukee, but it's still gonna be tough. Because I remember that's a home game for the Nets. They're supposed to win those games at home. I mean, if you don't win at home, it's tough.
No, Milwaukee, who they had? Jokic, right?
No, Milwaukee got the Greek freak, Giannis.
Giannis.
Yeah.
Jokic is on Denver.
Yeah, Jokic on Denver. Denver got a good ball club, but I just don't see that they have enough firepower to beat Phoenix without Jamal Murray. Portland just don't have a good enough team, period.
Well,
I'm telling y'all, Brooklyn gonna win it all.
now that you mentioned Portland, I want to jump on Portland real quick since the book mentioned Portland.
Yeah.
Damian Lillard.
Yes.
Doesn't seem to be happy over there at Portland.
Well, honestly, I think he has been happy. I think he really felt like they had a shot to win. But after that series was over with, I saw an interview with him, and just what I was saying, Damian Lillard even said, they had two of their starters out, and we couldn't beat this team. We got to do something here. I mean, they fired the coach.
They fired coach.
Yeah, they already fired Terry Stotts.
So that's what he's saying. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, because Lillard is saying, yeah, we get here every year, but if we can't beat a team that's missing two of their starters and we've got a full team, then we need to do something different.
And he's asking, how long should he stay dedicated?
Well, I think it's time now. If he want to win a championship, I think he got to go now.
Because he was really hurt over losing the game where he scored 55 points.
Right.
55, and you still lose.
Yes.
Jordan used to do that. Jordan used to score 50 points and lose.
Not that often.
He still did it, though. Before he got Pippen, Jordan was killing him.
There you go, before he got Pippen.
And he would lose.
So what like you just mentioned, Mo, before Jordan got Pippen, score 55 and lose. So what's Portland's answer to that? Or should Damian Lillard have an answer and consider going someplace else?
I think he needs to consider going someplace else.
Oh.
Because his money is good. His last 2 years of his contract, he's going to make $50 million the next to the last year and $51 million the last year. That's on the contract. So it's not about money. It's all about trying to win a ring now.
But where would he go?
Yeah, there's some places that could use a scorer like him.
Okay.
That could certainly boost them.
The Clippers, I trade Paul George for him.
I tell you what, that would not hurt the Clippers at all.
No,
because he's a clutch player down the stretch, and Paul George has not been shown to be a clutch player.
Paul George, man.
And Damian got heart.
Yeah, he has heart,
boy.
That's what the Clippers need. If they're gonna go any further, they need somebody because Kawhi can only go so far. That's it.
I agree.
He carried him on his back, and he can't do it all the time because he's gonna get tired.
There you go.
But Damian, I'd send Paul George to Portland for Damian.
Now, would Portland do that though? Is the question. What's the incentive for Portland to give Dame Lillard to the Clippers to get back Paul George? What's the incentive there for Portland?
And then I would send what's the point guard? I send him up there with him. Beverly. I send Beverly with him.
Right, but what's the incentive for Portland to do that? Does that make Portland better?
Free up that money.
Right.
But does it make Portland better?
They're not going to be better than what they are now.
No.
Oh, wow.
There you go. So at what point does it become Damian Lillard's choice to stay with Portland?
Well, it's his choice. He got another year, I think a year and a half, 2 years on the contract where it's a team option. The last 2 years of his contract are player options. And that means that if the player wants to stay, he can at that $50 million range, or he can try to go somewhere else and become a free agent.
So he's obligated to one more season in Portland.
I think 2 more seasons.
2 more seasons.
Yeah. But you can ask for a trade anytime you want to.
He can ask for a trade. So for him being unhappy right now and asking how long should he stay dedicated, and you have 2 years left on your contract where you have to be there, Is this one of the situations where you would say, look, bud, you just got to play. You got 2 years left. You can't quit on us because we're not going to let you go. I know you may win out. You may not be happy.
But then
ask him what Green Bay what's going on.
Well, this is the question I have, Curt. Think about this. If you're the franchise, do you want to play on your team that's not happy? Do you want a guy that don't want to be there?
No.
Even if you ain't winning, so why would you? I mean, so if Damon ain't happy, that means that, it ain't good for the team because that's the leader of your team. If your leader of the club is unhappy, I don't know how the rest of the team is going to be happy because they're going to always know that there's some tension going on because, fellas talk. They hang out together. I guarantee you he's shared with some of the teammates that he ain't happy with what's going on.
So true. So, Mo, how do you handle that? Who else do you bring in?
You look for the best option you can get for him and make it happen. Do it early. Don't wait till late.
Well,
I agree. Now, I mean, if he is saying he wants to go, now would be the time before they publicize. See, the thing is that if Damon starts putting it out in public that I want to get out of here and yada yada yada, that kind of thing, then his value goes down.
Yeah.
So you don't want anybody to think anything other than Portland made a deal for Damon. Even if they discussed it behind the scenes, you don't want it to be public until after the deal has been done.
So true. So true.
Because you don't want his value to go down, so you get even less for him, But it's really a lot of pressure that Damian has to put on. He can put on the franchise right now. Either go get me some players or get me out of here.
Right, and not only does his value go down, the team value goes down because
I mean, because is Carmelo Anthony is he the answer at this age?
No. I'd say not. He's a good sixth man, seventh man, right?
But I think he started for them.
Yes, he did. But you didn't hear his name too much through any of the series,
right? Because he's past his prime. It's time for Melo to go on and take a step back. He got a lot of business interests. His wife has a lot of business interests.
Yes, sir.
He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. He just won't have a ring.
There you go. Open up a training camp. If he wants
do a lot, whatever you want to do. He's made a lot of money.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. So, feel for Portland. Feel for Damian when you have that much talent.
Right, such a good player.
Such a good player, and now you have to worry about coming into a team that you don't want to be with the following season, and I think it's going to hurt his performance.
Right, because but the thing is that Damian is so loyal. He wants to win in Portland. He loves the Portland area. He's from the Frisco area. Now I've heard talk about him going to Golden State with Steph and Clay.
Nah, they don't need him.
I didn't say they needed him. I'm just saying this is some of the stuff that's
happening. Yeah, that's too much.
I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm saying
that'd be beautiful now.
That's all I'm saying is that I've heard talk about. Well, did they need KD when he came? Well,
not really, but
he blended right in, and they won championship.
Blended right in. That was beautiful. So how
KD, about what do you say? A phenomenon. He's a phenomenon. He's just different, man.
No question. You're right.
No doubt.
You could see it in the game Sunday. On Saturday, KD, even no matter who they put on him, he's so long and so tall, and he got such a good stroke. If you don't block the shot, it's going in.
It's going in.
Period.
He was like phenomenon. That in Texas. Killing him in Texas.
Oh yeah, he's always been like that. He got such a good stroke, and at 6'11", his long arms, you're not going to block it. And you just got to hope that he's off.
Yeah, and that's why, like going back to Damian heading over to take KD's place, playing with Steph.
And
I
Clay,
think he blend in.
Yeah, I do too. And Clay coming back also.
And Clay coming back?
Hey, Golden State's going to be all right because they got a nice little nucleus right now, and they got Clay coming back.
Yes.
So they're going to be all right. They're going to be all right.
You can't have too much firepower.
Can't have too much.
You saw when KD got there, You know, they had Clay and they had Steph.
Yes.
They just added more firepower, and they were just nobody could guard them.
Nobody could guard him. It was a beautiful thing.
But
They just
I
ran
wouldn't
through
mind
folks.
seeing Damian going to the Clippers though.
Here's what I think with Damian. Would love to see him. Hold on to your seatbelts now. The hat that Ralph has on, the book. Over
The
to
Lakers?
LA. Over to help.
we got our eyes on somebody else.
Help out LeBron and the crew.
We got our eyes on somebody else.
Who?
We got our eyes on my boy out of Washington.
Who? Bill?
Huh?
Who? Bill?
Oh yeah. Look at Bill. He is every bit as good as all the other guards in the league. That brother can go. He never misses games. He's got heart. He plays hard. You look at his scoring, and he can play with anybody. He was playing with John Wall, and then left. He left. They brought in the other cat. He played well with him, with Westbrook. So that's who the Lakers kind of got their eye on right now. That's who I've been hearing that talk about him.
So
Bradley Beal.
So he'd get them, because if they don't get somebody, I don't see them going back.
I agree.
They got no heart.
They got plenty heart. They didn't have no talent.
They got no heart. No.
Okay. Well, I understand that. So tell me who got heart then?
The only one that had heart was LeBron, because your point guard, he turned down $84 million. He thought he was gonna get some more money. He bet on himself. That money's gone. He'll never get that money again.
What does that got to do with heart?
I'm just
When you say they don't have no heart, are you talking about the team?
How do you start and don't score no points? None.
That ain't got nothing to do. That ain't got nothing. To me, that ain't got nothing to do with heart.
That has something to do with talent.
That's talent. That ain't got nothing to do with heart. That's talent.
That's all talent, baby.
That ain't got nothing to do with heart.
And they should have figured that out when he left Atlanta.
Kuzman ain't got no heart.
When he got there, he played well.
Right.
Kuzman ain't got no heart. Come on now.
Well, besides that.
But you didn't say that. We asked about the team, and you said the team didn't have heart.
They suck. The team is suck. AD gets hurt every other play. He ain't played a full season.
What does that got to do? What does that got to do with heart? Because you get hurt.
He soft.
No, heart was heart.
He's soft.
Heart ain't got nothing to do with being soft.
Yeah, dude, he's soft.
Anthony Davis and Hart was him going in to try to play when he knew he was injured and he knew he wouldn't last.
That was all to get the team hyped up, to get them to play. He knew he shouldn't have played out there, bro.
That's
he knew
what
he
I'm
shouldn't
saying.
play.
So he knew he shouldn't play.
Right, but that don't mean you don't give it a shot to see if you can.
But he couldn't do nothing out there. He was doing more.
But you still give it a shot.
You still give it a shot, and that's Hart.
Man,
saying that, hey, I'm here for my team.
I almost said it. But no, I ain't believe none of that.
You don't have to believe it. It's okay.
You know,
that was just trying to get the team hyped because they think they can't play.
And the problem with that is what?
Run them out.
And the problem with that is what? What's the problem with that?
It messed the team up.
No, it didn't. The team didn't. They didn't have the talent. They didn't have the. Okay.
He couldn't do it.
I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna get no argument about it.
So
whatever your thoughts are is fine. You can term it however you want to. If you don't have talent, talent is what wins.
Let me ask you guys a question. By him going out there, did it kind of throw off the timing and the balance of the team because they really didn't plan for him to be out there? So they kind of awkward.
How long did he play?
Out there, but 2 plays.
Right. So how did that mess up the team?
5-6 minutes.
The rest of the guys still didn't make no shots.
They didn't do nothing.
Right.
It didn't have nothing to do with Anthony Davis.
No.
Gotcha.
They just saw.
I think I give him a lot
they
of
soft.
credit.
That's the same. Okay. So who's not soft that's win the championship?
Who's not soft?
I'm going. I told you, like I said, I'm going with the Jet and the Nets. The Nets to win it all.
Right, but the Nets ain't won nothing yet. We're talking about that have won. Ain't nobody. Everybody that has won. Remember, the Lakers was the defending champion. So you can say they soft all you want to.
They won't
still
be
were
no
the defending champion.
They aren't anymore. They on vacation. They going fishing.
They are. They're gonna be doing
so
like
will everybody else eventually.
They're gonna be doing like us, watching the game.
But they've held up the trophy 16 different times.
Hey,
How
we
many?
ain't talking about the 16. We're talking about
Oh, no. Okay. Oh, we don't want to talk about all the championships. We don't, none of that matters. Okay. I get it.
Okay. How
None
about
of that matters.
How about LeBron? How about LeBron walking off and not shaking anybody's hands?
So
Hey.
what? So what? What difference does it make?
What difference does it make?
Yes.
I think that speaks a lot on character.
Oh no, it's a meeting.
You know, I think
Come
that speaks a
on.
lot
He
on.
is shaking hands on all them other times. So this time he don't. Now he don't have character. Give me a break, baby. Come on.
No. Hold on.
All them other championships that they won and lost, he shook hands. So this time he didn't. That means he don't have character.
No, I'm saying is that Mo, you can unmute yourself. I just had to mute you for a sec. All I'm trying to say is I'm not saying that he doesn't have character. I'm saying that wasn't. I got you, Mo. I'm saying that's not good character to lose and not shake anybody's hands. There you go. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that he doesn't have character. I'm just saying that's out of character for somebody on his level to lose. I know he was hurt. I know he's upset, disappointed, whatever it may have been. But I think he still should shake somebody's hand and say good game.
So did you see when he came back out there and did shake hands? Did you watch that part?
I seen him shake some people's hands. Yeah, I didn't know that he didn't
That's what I'm
go
saying.
nobody's hand.
Because the camera don't see everything.
Yeah, and he was talking to Booker. I seen him talking to Booker.
So he came back out?
Right, that's what I'm saying. The camera don't always catch everything that's going on. Although he's one of those guys that the camera's always focused on.
Right.
They always, wherever
Superstar.
he goes. But there are times that the camera does switch over to other people and they're not looking at him.
I didn't see that part where he came back out.
He did come back out. So we don't know why he went in initially, but he came back out and he shook hands.
Because his feelings were hurt.
Okay. I got 4 championship rings. I've been to the championship series 10 times. And my feelings are hurt. I would love for my feelings to be hurt like that. Give me 4 championship rings, a bunch of money, and been in the championship series for 10 times. I like my feelings to get hurt like that too.
Yeah, but I'm sure he still wanted to win.
Always want to win.
So
yeah.
There's nothing, I don't think anything wrong with saying he had hurt feelings.
I got a question for you two cats in Atlanta.
Yes, sir.
How you feel about Julio Jones going to Tennessee?
Nothing wrong with that. Atlanta couldn't keep him because they didn't have the money he got a $15 million guaranteed contract this year. Atlanta don't have enough money to sign the guys that they just drafted because they're in such bad way with the salary cap. So they had to trade Julio just to free up some of that money so they can sign some of the rookies. They can't even sign the draft class hadn't even been signed yet because they don't have the money.
Because they don't have the money. And I think it was time for him to go.
It's time.
I think Atlanta is going to do a whole lot better without him.
I don't know about that.
No, really.
He could have taught them cats how to play the game, though. I thought he was going to go to Kansas City.
Why? How Kansas City going to pick up $15 million? I'm just telling you, he had to go somewhere that had money under the cap unless they wanted the team to pay some of his cap space, some of his money. Well, and Atlanta wasn't going to pay none of that salary. So whoever took him had to take on the whole $15 million.
And we're going to see who he really is when he goes to his other team, when he goes to Tennessee.
I don't know if the quarterback is not good, if the line is not good. We don't know what we're going to see.
Man, they got the beast running back out there, man.
Well, but you take more than that. If that's all it took, Tennessee would have won something. Tennessee ain't won nothing either.
No.
Oh,
they got a beast running back.
Hey, you know what hurt Tennessee? What really hurt Tennessee at the end of the season?
What was it?
What was it, Mo? When they played Pittsburgh. When they played Pittsburgh, that was it. Once we beat them towards the end of the season, that was it.
It always comes back to Pittsburgh, huh?
Always.
Well, since you want to start throwing championships up there, we got 6 of them.
Once we beat Tennessee down, once we beat Tennessee down, That was it.
Tennessee ain't nothing but the old Houston Oilers.
No, they've been going out of Houston for so many years.
I know, but I'm
got
saying
nothing to do with
that's
the
were the
franchise.
Houston
That ain't got
Oilers.
nothing to do with the players and the people that are there.
Just telling you, I'm just saying who they were.
I lived there, bro. I know. I grew up with the Houston Oilers. I'm from down there. I know that.
I know. I'm just saying that's who Tennessee is. The old Houston
That's who
Oilers.
that franchise was. That's where they moved from. That's not who they are.
Right. Okay. Book, you're right.
I'm
I
just
was
telling
saying.
you.
I didn't say nothing but what it was.
Right.
So-
that's not who they are.
So
Just
Tannehill,
like Baltimore's old Cleveland.
Indy is old Baltimore.
Yeah,
Right.
that's exactly.
Right, but they're not. It's a whole different franchise. It's not even the same people.
I'm just saying where they came from, Book. That's all I'm
I
saying.
understand. That's where they came from, but that's not who they are. That's not who they are today. That's all.
Do we remember where we ranked where Tannehill, Tennessee quarterback, where he was ranked when we were going down through quarterbacks? I think they had him higher than Roethlisberger, right?
Tannehill? No,
I didn't.
I
I didn't think so. I thought they ranked him behind Roethlisberger, but Roethlisberger was ranked like 20th, right?
Yeah, he was like down
19th. I think they had him.
Yeah, they had down there. I think.
And I named 10 right off the top of my head that all made the list in front of Roethlisberger. Like I told you, I could.
So I'm looking at, Julio going to Tennessee. I think that was a really good choice for him because Tennessee has a really good team.
They got a good offensive line. The defense is still a little struggle.
Number one of the strongest running backs.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, they got.
He may be the strongest running back.
Yeah, I'd say he's the strongest. And you got AJ Brown.
He's the biggest one out there.
And Julio Jones as wide receivers. And Josh Reynolds. That's the B squad right there. Receiving core. Julio, AJ Brown, and Reynolds.
Right. You got to make sure that offensive line can block some people. They may be able to run block. Can they pass block?
Oh,
Those
man,
are two different things.
Man, they're a really strong team, man. It was always exciting to watch them boys play.
Yeah, it was about the running game.
It was about the running game, and Henry was not was saying Henry was running over everybody until they got to the Steelers, and they took his heart, and he got 50 yards the whole game, something like that. No touchdown. And after that, he was like a broken man. Always comes back to Pittsburgh.
What you saying, Ralph? What you saying, Ralph?
What I'm saying is that I don't understand because a guy has a bad game against one team that team took his heart.
You know why?
How did Pittsburgh take his heart?
We did, because you know what?
They just shut him down.
They took his heart.
I'm just going by what Curt said. They took his heart. I'm like, how did they take his heart? If you don't have no blocking, how is that taking the running back's heart?
So when you look at the stats, so I do fantasy. You guys don't do fantasy football. I do fantasy football. So I had Henry on my fantasy football team as a running back.
Mm-hmm.
And man, he got me. If you guys are familiar with the scoring on that,
I
one of the highest scorers on fantasy football every week. After they played Pittsburgh, his numbers dropped down to where I was almost ready to drop him because he wasn't producing anymore like he used to.
Did that have to do with just him, or was it the offensive line? Was it all those things that go into it?
Henry just runs over everybody. He was, but after
if you put him out there with no line, he could still do that.
What you mean, put him out there with no line?
Just him in the center and the quarterback, nobody else.
I'm not sure.
What I'm saying is that it takes a team effort. He didn't just stop doing that. The whole team stopped playing well.
No. The whole team didn't stop playing. He was still getting the ball, the same amount of carries and everything else, but his performance dropped.
But was the blocking still there?
Yes, sir.
No, it wasn't. Come on, Curt.
Yes,
if
sir.
the blocking was there, why wouldn't he be running hard?
I didn't say he didn't run hard. His performance dropped.
How does his performance drop if the line was still blocking?
He was hitting the same holes.
There wasn't no hole. That's what I'm saying. The holes weren't there.
Anywhere.
I'm saying the holes weren't there.
But it looked like he was turning. Oh, you know what?
I'm just asking.
I'm gonna get y'all signed up this season, fantasy football. Let me get y'all out there. Because I love football season because I watch the players. I wish I did more fancy basketball, baseball, because I can keep an eye on the players.
See, I do that without fantasy.
Yeah, I don't have time for that fancy stuff.
I hear that, man.
That's just it's too much for me.
Because Curt, let me ask you a
love.
question. Kurt, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
There is a time investment involved with fantasy football, isn't there?
Somewhat, yes.
Okay.
Depends on, like you come by the house, you saw those trophies upstairs, and so it depends on what league. You have a lot of people who get involved with that stuff, and you win a lot of money. You can win trophies.
Right, but you still have to invest some time.
You do invest some time because you keep eye on all the players that you.
That's what I'm saying.
You pick a.
I don't do all that.
You keep an eye on all the players. It's more about the players and the teams.
Right. See, I'm a team guy versus a player guy.
Oh yeah. Of course, we all know who my team is, but yeah, I'm more on the players.
Mm-hmm.
So you see more of the stats and more player results.
Right. And we all know who my team is.
Who's that?
And who is that? You know who my team is. The Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, I thought you said Washington Redskins. My bad. So
I ain't gonna Washington Redskins. Get them out of here.
You call them cowgirls.
You call them whatever you want to, bro. It don't matter. None of those opinions matter to us. None of that don't mean nothing. All that is fodder for you fans.
So I'm gonna pull up the standings, the chart now. We all kind of agree that if LA doesn't make, if the Lakers don't make some changes, they're not going back.
But that's every team,
done, right?
Every team gonna make changes, right?
Everybody gonna make changes.
If the Mavericks don't make no changes, because the Mavericks should have beat the Clippers, but they didn't. So that means they got to make some changes so they can get over the hump out of the first round.
Well, Utah.
Speaking of that game right there, Utah. If the Mavericks would have just kept feeding that big boy they got there, that 7'4" guy, the ball in the paint, they'd have won the game.
Ooh, what big boy? Porzingis?
No, the big giant they got.
He ain't. Come on.
All I'm saying, all you got to do is keep feeding. He was bigger than anybody there. Just give him the ball in the paint and let him do what he do.
Just because he's big don't mean he can score. He ain't all that.
When he was in the paint.
He ain't all that in the back. If he was all of that, look at his stats. If he was all of that, his numbers would be there all season long. We don't get to the playoffs and decide all of a sudden, this is our horse that we're going to ride. They rode that horse. The rest of the team didn't make shots like they had made in the other games.
Mm-hmm.
If they had made shots when Luka was passing the ball, they could have won. But they didn't make no shots. You got to make shots in the playoffs, baby. Ain't no getting around it.
Ain't no getting around that. So
you got to make shots.
You're saying all teams need to make changes. What about Utah?
Well, we got to see how. Let's see how far Utah go. If they get knocked out in the next round, they're gonna be looking to make some changes too to make their team better.
Yeah. You're always gonna want to add somebody, another player.
If the Clippers beat Utah, don't the Clippers play Utah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If the Clippers beat Utah, you can believe Utah will be looking to make some changes for next season.
They ain't going nowhere for a while, though.
I agree with that. They got a good young nucleus.
And that's the thing about LA, when I want to go jump back on LeBron James and the Lakers, LeBron was going to be 37, 19 years in the league.
Yeah.
Do you think he's getting they said he spends $1 million a year on his fitness.
Yeah.
So he's in shape. I'm not saying
right off.
I'm not saying he's tired.
Drop in the bucket.
But could it be some type of mental state? Not saying he's mental, but seeing how much work he puts in, and then Anthony Davis on the offseason not doing what he's doing.
But Curt, even if you spend $2 million a year on your body, Father Time is undefeated. And so as he gets older, it doesn't matter how much you spend. Eventually, Father Time gonna catch up to him.
Yes, sir.
It does everybody.
Yes, sir.
It caught the Kobe too. That's how Kobe popped his ankle.
It catch up to everybody.
Yeah.
It ain't nobody that Father Time don't catch up to.
Right. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, caught me. My hip and everything's hurting. I didn't know place in my body hurt.
Right. So with that being said, there's a lot of young guys out there right now.
Man, I'm hurting in places I didn't know I even had it could hurt.
Got up out of bed, you're hurting, huh?
Father Time, Mo. Father Time, don't mess around, brother.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, it hurts getting out of bed. It hurts for me when I get in the bed.
Oh,
You
my
know what I'm saying? Like, oh, what's going on?
We need to
What's
get you
going
back on that
on?
basketball court, Mo. Get you some exercise.
Man,
Get you back on
bruh,
that
woo,
court. Yeah, I'm just saying,
man.
looking at all these young players that's out here right now,
Right?
who's really killing it in the league.
But
You know,
see, the Lakers don't really need a bunch of young players. If they're going to have a LeBron James on that squad, what they need are veteran players. Now, once LeBron go, they may need to redo the whole thing, get a bunch of young players, try to bring them up. But as long as you got a LeBron, he don't need young players. He needs veteran players that can still play.
So you don't think the game's turned to a perimeter game?
Oh, it is.
Fast-paced perimeter.
Well, it ain't fast-paced.
Yes.
It's a perimeter game because the playoffs come. It ain't no bunch of fast breaking in the playoffs. You got possession to possession. There's very few, So it's not a fast pace in the playoffs, but regular season, yeah.
Because you got these Steph Currys and Trae Youngs coming down shooting your eyes out.
Yeah, so you got to have somebody on your team that can guard them and that can score also.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. LA is kind of missing that to where it's just they're slowing.
Right, that's why I said they need veteran players.
Okay, gotcha.
You know, you get a Bradley Beal. I even heard talk about Steph going to the Lakers. And I'm like, you don't go to the Lakers.
Get that.
Nah, Steph's Golden State. He's locked in.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Well, he's locked in only to the tune that he can still go. Huh?
Steph, Golden State for life.
Nah, I don't know about that. Because you look at his contract, because his contract is only locked in for 2 more years.
And they got him. He won a championship, but he wasn't making no money. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he was making money.
He didn't get that big
he wasn't
contract
making 40. He wasn't making 40 million, but he was still making 20 million, 25 million, which is a lot of money.
He was making money in college. Somebody was recruiting and paying him some money in college.
Well, if that's the case, why did he go to Davidson? Why didn't he go to one of the big schools?
Yeah.
He wasn't making no money in college. He didn't need to. His dad was a professional athlete.
Yeah.
I think all of them guys did something.
Well, everybody gets something in school. Now, for those of us that think that ain't nobody getting paid that's in college, then now they need to make it legal, but they all getting something.
They should all be getting paid in college, man.
I agree. Now I'm not saying that they're not getting paid. I'm just saying they ought to make it legal so it'd be above board.
So they don't mess them up in the draft or anything like that because they accepted money from the boosters for this and that.
The problem is if they want to stop all of that, I know how they can stop that right away.
How's that?
Start paying them.
No, not stop paying them. You can stop paying them, but if you want it to stop, then what you do is you make it a crime to pay them. See, the people that get in trouble is the kid that takes the money is 18, 19 that's in college, but the booster, that's a guy that's got a business is making millions of dollars is giving him money. Nothing ever happens to the booster. Why don't you go after and he's the adult. The booster is the one that's been around for years. The kid that's 19, they penalize the kid, but they never penalize the guy that paid it.
And they know who those boosters are going out there offering.
They know who they are.
And you're right, and the kids get in trouble for taking it.
Right. They know who they are.
What kind of system is that?
It's screwed up. It's so that the folks that's making the money can keep making it, and the athletes who predominantly are blacks, particularly in the sports that's making money, they don't get paid.
Speak on it now.
Telling you like it is, brother. The book is open.
The book is open. Speak on it.
Yes, it is. Tell him, Ron.
I'm telling you. Brother, I was there. I've been there, and I played way back in the 70s. But when you come off the floor, you take your shower, you go to put your shoes on, and there's $100 bill stuffed in the toe of each one of your shoes. You don't know where it came from. All you know is you got it.
You don't know.
And you think that ain't happening today? That's always the case. Just telling you the way it is. Now, if you wanted to stop, there's a way to stop all of the shenanigans. You start taking those folks to court that's giving the money. Those boosters, that'll dry that up right away.
Call it bribery. This is bribery.
Thank you. Or the best thing is they ought to pay all of them. Everybody ought to get paid. But there's so much money, you can't tell me it's not enough money to go around to the athletes.
It's too much money. All the TV deals that they get going on.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. Tons of money there, but they not sharing. They're not sharing it with the athletes.
No.
And then people say, well, you know, you're getting a free education. Ain't nothing free about your education. When you playing ball in college, ain't nothing free about that education. You paying for it yourself with all your hard work and sweat, going to practice, getting banged up, busted a finger. You got your hand throbbing. You got it wrapped up from having an accident at practice. You know how your hand get the ball. Now you got a test tomorrow. The professor don't care nothing about whether or not you got your finger, your elbow bombed up in practice. You got to take that test tomorrow. You got to do well on it regardless. So you trying to study and your hand is throbbing at the same time. But the other kids in the class, all they doing is studying. They ain't worried about none of that other stuff.
And as you remember, that used to be my argument, saying that they get a free education.
Yeah, but it's not a free education. Let me tell you, I can take you down many scenarios whereby there's nothing free about that education. You paying for it. You going to work. Every time coach call practice, you got to go to work. That's what that is.
Yes, sir.
So one of the things I wanted to bring back up, we talked about who we think. May 14th, we talked about who we think was going to be come down to the wire, who's going to be playing. Mo, you was the Nets in LA. Ralph, Philly in LA, and I picked Philly. So now who we think now?
The Nets.
I think Utah.
Yeah, I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't think Utah's going anywhere.
Oh, I think they are.
I think it's going to come down to Utah and Philly.
Right, that's what I said. I think Utah.
You think it's going to be Utah and Philly, Mo?
Philly's not going nowhere, bro.
I'm putting it down right here. So Philly's not going anywhere?
No, not until Ben Simmons on to make a foul shot.
So since LA's out of it, so you're talking about the LA Lakers or LA Clippers?
It don't matter. I didn't care. The East is going to win it this year. I don't care who came out the West.
Oh no, I'm saying on May 14th you said Lakers and the
Whatever's
Nets.
the best team out the West, I picked them to come out the West. Yeah. But
so who you saying now?
Right now, it'd be a toss up between Utah and
so you have Denver, Phoenix.
The Clippers, I don't know what they're going to do. Clippers are wishy-washy, you know. But yeah, it'd be Utah. I'll go with Utah on that one.
Utah, Denver, Phoenix, and
I think the two teams, I think it's going to be Phoenix against Utah in the West. And then right now it looks like it's going to be the Nets and well, it's going to be tough. It may be Philly, but I don't know.
Hey, Trae's hot.
Right now, I don't know if I think Atlanta got a shot at beating Philly.
Trae's hot.
Yeah, if they almost gave it up though. They almost gave it up.
Yeah, almost don't count though. Hand grenades and horseshoes.
Hey man,
okay.
That's it. Horseshoes, baby. Horseshoes and hand grenades, almost.
Hand grenades and horseshoes, baby. It's the only thing close counts for. Tell you, the book has been open. I got something for everything, bro. Don't worry about it.
The book is open, baby.
Just go with the book.
The book is on fire, baby.
If
I'm
I
just
need
telling
something,
you.
I call book. Hey, I need one. Give me one.
Yeah. Anytime, brother. I'm here for you. Just call me up. I got something for you. Hand grenades and horseshoes. You know, you're right. Now, what the Hawks going to have to do is they're going to have to clean up that end of the game mess because they definitely, you know, they tried to give away. Although I will tell you this, and I'm a referee, there were a number of times that Trae got knocked down to the floor during that frantic time, and some of the Hawks that they didn't call the fouls.
They didn't call the foul when it came down at the end and threw an alley-oop to the
I'm saying there were times like that they were letting them play that Philly easily could have been called for fouls that they didn't get called for, which would have made the game a lot different had you put Trae at the line all those times because he's a 90-something% free throw shooter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Me, if I was Philly's coach, I would double team him with two big dudes right there in the front and lock him, just trap him right there. Once he's
You
trapped,
can't
no
use
one
two
else can
big
come
dudes
through.
though.
Can't use too big.
You can't use two
I
big
use
dudes.
Ben Simmons and whoever else is out there I work with. But Ben Simmons, because he's long and he's big and he's long, I'd have him and somebody else come and just trap him. And
Well,
then
they
put the
did
post
that.
on
That's
him.
what they did. They tried to get the ball out of his hands. And a couple of times his teammates made some big shots, boy.
Right.
Yeah, but then sometimes they just wouldn't come to the ball to him. They wouldn't come to him where he got to get the ball because he would get trapped in that corner. He can't spin nowhere.
But see, to me, that's where coaching comes in at. Don't get yourself trapped. Don't go to a corner. Stay in the middle of the floor so you have more than one direction to pass the ball. But you got to have some other movement around the perimeter so he can find a passing lane.
Right.
Yeah, because whoever's coming to relieve that, start that trap, somebody's open.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. But then the athlete has to perform. We don't know that coach didn't sit him down and say, when they come to trap, this is what you need to be doing. The fact that he gets out there and don't do it don't mean that the coach didn't tell him what to do. It means that they didn't get it done.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what's being said in the circle when they go sit down and coach said, here's where the trap is coming. So you go here and Trae, you give him the ball. Well, they may have done that, but Trae didn't give it up soon enough. Because you don't let the trap come all the way to you. When the trap is on the way, it's when you get rid of the ball. You don't wait till the trap get to you. You get rid of the ball before the trap gets to you. That's how you break the trap. You don't let it get to you.
And there's nothing you can do when Trae's shooting 3-pointers from half court.
If it ain't going in.
He hit one he was like, you know, they need to set that 3-point line. He hit a Steph Curry 3-pointer. Yeah.
Well, a couple of times I think he rushed his shot. He a little bit too far out. He didn't have to, you know, a couple of times he took shots that you didn't have to take at that very moment. You could have waited and got that same shot later on.
But he made one of them though.
He did, but I saw him miss about 2 or 3 of them though, down the stretch.
I think the guys are falling in love with that 3-point line when they don't have to, you know? Well, I mean, you're up. You don't have to 3-pointers. Start putting that ball in the paint.
Oh, no. Them 3-pointers are beautiful, man, because that 2 3-pointers is like, you know, an extra shot, an extra 2-pointer.
Yeah, but that 3, hey, they can put you in the game. They can take you out the game, too. Because if you're missing and the other team gets that rebound, goes down and scores 2 points, you just lost, you know?
Let me give you some John Madden talk. Well, when you hit 2 3-pointers, that'll give you 6, and it's like hitting 3 2-pointers.
Right, but the difference is that
obvious.
The difference is that when you got the lead and you go and hit a 2 versus the 3, because the 2 is we know the 2 is an easier shot.
Right.
So if you can break the defense down and get into the paint or get into the free throw line and hit a 2, you do that a bunch of times versus taking them long 3s that you may or may not make. Guess what? Them 2s add up.
They do. They do.
See, I played in the era when there was no 3s. All we had was 2s.
Right.
So I know 2s add up.
Okay. So they had 2-pointers back then? I thought it was just all 1 point.
No, I didn't go that far back. I played during the 2-point era.
You said the peach basket?
Curt, you think I played in the 1-point era? 1 point per basket. We're not playing in the hood, baby. We go to
That's up in the South Hills Terrace projects up here where I was.
Curt, you thought I played in the 1-point era?
Yeah, that's it.
They're playing 21, everything else.
I didn't go that far back. I played in the 2-point era.
Yeah, 2 points. That's good. The book is open, baby. The book is open.
It is. But only for the 2-point era, not to the 1-point era. I don't know about that. I don't have a book on the 1-point era.
So something I want to mention to you fellas, because I know we're coming up on 12, and I know you guys are going to have to hop off. Mo's going to hop off, but I had a conversation with somebody on yesterday and kind of mentioned our show to them also. And there's a radio show out of Chicago. And I mentioned what we were doing, and they took a look at us, and I was supposed to hop on the radio yesterday and talk about what we do here on Sports Talk.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting a little bit of traction.
Good.
So I think we're probably going to be on, I think they're going to let me get on and talk about us next Sunday. It's either going to be at the 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. show.
Okay. If they need one of us, let me know. I'll jump on also.
Yeah, man. So that's some good stuff there. And then we're going to turn this over. I looked at actually turn this over to creating us a radio station. And so while we're not on, I'm gonna have music because I bought like 5 tracks from somebody who makes music.
Mhm.
We have some tracks playing, and then we got some family who makes music too. So, but I have some tracks running, and turn this into like a regular radio station.
Okay. What we need to do now is get us some advertising, pay us some money
Right.
to,
And that's
to
what
advertise on our station. We may make $1 or $2 ourselves, huh?
There you go. So I'm looking at reaching out to this company called Black Man's Coffee. Reaching out to them, see if they have any, if they're hosting anybody or doing any kind of paid advertising for anybody.
Okay.
We can run Black Man's Coffee on here.
Have you ever had it?
I never had it, but I like coffee. So I'm thinking of buying a bag.
I don't mess with it.
You don't mess with coffee?
Nah.
You don't want a cup right now?
Man, I don't need no coffee. I'm naturally high.
You don't need no coffee, bro?
Coffee puts me down, bro. I can't do that. I mean, some of that stuff smells really good, but I just can't do it.
You drink tea?
I drink tea now and then. Yeah, I like tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, but coffee, I just can't do coffee. I can't do it.
Yeah. It's not like that vodka, man. That coffee will kill you. That vodka won't, though.
I don't like vodka. I like tequila.
I do is one of them.
Hey, did y'all see the fight last night? Did anybody see the fight last night?
No, I didn't watch that. Which one? The Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, Mayweather.
No,
The Exorcist? Yeah.
Was it good?
Nah. Hey, from what I read, from what I seen, I watched it, but it wasn't all that. I mean, Floyd just tap. But I heard in the news that Floyd actually knocked that dude out and held him up. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I don't know.
Held him up.
Did you watch?
But then, did you also know that was a preliminary fight that had Chad Ochocinco on there?
Yeah, he got knocked down, but he got up and finished the fight. He went the whole distance. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
You
Man, I
remember
wish I'd seen it.
You remember Ochocinco played for Bengals?
Oh yeah, Ocho.
Yeah, he was. Now I don't know why these guys decide they want to get into boxing and all that stuff after they had a pro career. I don't understand it.
Because one fight you rake in a couple mil on one fight.
Well, I don't know if they paying him $1 million. I mean, $1 million.
He ain't getting $10,000.
He may have got $1,000.
Yeah, if that. Hey, I remember Chad Ocho when he did the river dance in the end zone. He broke down a river dance.
Yes. The thing that I don't get though is that you know how it is. If you made good money and you've taken care of it, you don't have to do these kind of things in your latter years because he was in the league long enough. He's getting a nice pension from the league.
Yeah.
So why you taking a
Plus
chance
he's
on
that
getting?
TV show? He's on the celebrity TV, so you get a little check from that too.
Well, but then you put on boxing gloves and go in the ring and want to fight.
Hey, some people just think they can do that and find out they're in a whole different world. You can't do it.
It is a different. It ain't. Well, if you fight another guy like yourself, it's one thing. If you fight a professional boxer, that's a whole different thing. You really get hurt. Because that's what those guys do. They train. Yeah.
That's exactly what they do.
Yeah. Just like, did you guys ever watch the show a few years ago? It was called Joes versus the Pros.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you had guys that were former professional athletes, and here's a guy that didn't play, but he thinks he's just as good as a pro athlete, and so they challenge each other. I'm like, okay, he's just a Joe. He ain't a pro.
Whatever happened to that show? They took it off?
Well, it ain't enough people want to see that. Right. You gotta have an audience to make any money. They don't put you on television if you ain't making no money. They can sell that airtime to somebody else. So
yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, I watched a couple of remnants of it. You know, they had a couple of. There was one guy that was a linebacker that had played in the pros. He was playing against another guy. Man, he pummeled that guy. You know, he was going head to head, one on one.
Right.
Yeah, this is what this guy as a professional athlete been doing for years. You've been sitting on the sideline watching, Now all of a sudden you want to challenge him to what that's his profession. What?
So, Mo, so did you say you saw the fight or you didn't see the fight?
Yeah, I saw it. I got home just in time to see the main event.
Right. So how did Floyd look?
Floyd looked all right. I mean, Floyd was doing Floyd, what he always does.
Yeah.
Floyd,
Dipping and dodging. I saw
hit.
he had a beard. I saw pictures after the fight. I saw he had a beard.
Yeah. Floyd was doing what he did. Floyd capped him a couple good times too, but he got a couple good ones off. But
how the other guy do?
If he fought a boxer his size, he had about 6 inches, maybe.
Yeah, he's a lot bigger than Floyd.
And he was like 60 pounds heavier, 50, 60 pounds heavier than Floyd. You know what I'm saying? If he fought somebody his size, he'd have got murdered. A boxer his size would just destroy him.
Did he get any good hits in?
Huh?
Did he get any good hits in on Floyd?
No, unless you try that tomahawk, you try to hit him on the back of his head like that. No, he wasn't doing nothing, bro. He wasn't doing nothing. He's not a boxer, bro.
Yeah,
you put him around a real boxer his size, he'll get his head cut up. He'll get a nice little 2-piece.
Right, because he'd have been tall enough to hit him on the jaw.
Exactly.
Yeah, Floyd was a lot smaller than that guy.
What he was doing, he was just laying on top of Floyd, and he was trying to hit him like this with his gloves like that.
Floyd was trying to uppercut him to get him off of him. I mean, I saw a couple of film clips.
You did? Okay.
Floyd busted him up a couple times. He hit him in the chest, busted him in the eye, and he swirled up his eye real good.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can.
Yeah, he had the reach and everything on Floyd. So Floyd was going to see, Floyd being Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like watching Floyd too much,
Is that because you don't like Floyd or because he's not good?
Oh, well, he, according to his money and his wins, he's good.
Floyd is good.
What else do you measure him by?
Floyd is good, bro.
What is the other measuring stick? If you're not gonna measure his money and how many times he won, what are you using to measure him by?
Oh, he didn't run for nobody.
Okay.
He didn't run for nobody. Now De La Hoya, that's a whole different story. They gave him that beat when he fought Sweet Pea. He didn't beat Sweet Pea, but they said he did. He couldn't hit Sweet Pea that last round.
For some reason, to me, his fights are, I don't know, since I guess I'm old school. I'm used to the Haglers and the Hearns and the Sugar Ray. You get in the Rands and you're throwing punches. You're not dancing half the time and jabbing.
That's what Muhammad Ali did, was dance and jab.
The greatest.
And who else?
And give him a quick 2-piece when go back to the corner.
That's what all Muhammad Ali did. He danced.
He danced and jab, sting like a butterfly. When you float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You can't hit what you can't see.
Yeah.
That was it.
Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.
That's where they got stick and move from, Muhammad Ali, huh?
Stick and move, baby. Stick and move.
Take that back when you go to your corner.
But Floyd went 50-0, so I don't know what else he could do, but he fought everybody that came in the ring, and he walked out the winner 50 times.
He didn't run for nobody. He fought them all. Everybody's at the top of their game when they fought Floyd.
Even though he ran the whole fight.
Even though what?
Even though he spent half the fight running, dancing around.
He didn't run.
What are you talking about running? He didn't run from nobody.
Oh, no.
He just couldn't hit him.
A technician.
Oh.
Floyd was a technician. He would study that first round and come back and just take you apart.
Curt don't like Floyd, so we'll never convince him Floyd was good.
Money Mayweather. The brother.
That's what they called him. That's what they called him.
Because
he made a lot of money.
Yeah.
He made a lot of money.
He's a whole lot of money.
You look at his net worth, it's close to $1 billion almost.
I never bet against him.
Nope.
Would you fight him?
No.
Would I fight him? There'd be no fight. I'm too big to him.
So he couldn't beat you?
He jumped in my chest. Floyd's a short cat. He'd be right here to me.
Well, what about the guy he fought last night? That dude, he was up to that guy.
But he's not even that's like I said, that's all top YouTuber. A YouTuber.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. He fought a YouTuber. Could you beat Floyd Mayweather?
Hey, if he offered me $1 million, I'd fight him. Heck yeah.
Could you beat Floyd Mayweather?
Would I beat him?
Could you?
I don't know if I could beat him, but I'd fight him.
I think you can take him, Mo.
If I got a good hit on him, I bet I bust him up because he's not used to getting hit by nobody like this.
That's right.
Right here.
Hey, book. Mo got some size on him now. Mo got some size now.
I'm 100 pounds heavier than him. I would kill him if I hit him.
Yeah.
If I hit
If
him
you
one
hit
time,
him though, that's only if you can hit him.
that's it. If I could hit him.
But
He's
now
too
you
smooth,
know
though.
he gonna be hitting you though, right?
Oh, yeah, I know he's gonna be hitting me. He's gonna be dotting me up, bro.
Right.
He give me a 3-piece.
And you trying to hit him, but he definitely gonna be hit.
Yeah, but if I was to land just one, that one would hurt him anywhere I hit him with it.
So that's what
He
the
would
whole
feel that bad boy.
thinking.
It won't be the first time he been hit though.
So that's what that YouTuber guy was thinking.
Well, I don't want to hit him. It'll be the first time he get hit like that.
Hey, that's what that YouTuber was thinking too. If I could just hit him one time,
One time, boy.
catch it one good one.
I got 250 coming behind all that, bro. It's coming, bro. It's coming.
After the third round, you run around trying to grab him.
Yeah, I'll probably do all that. But yeah,
But you,
when he closed my eyes,
Mo, you would have to train for a year before the fight because you got to get your arms ready to hold the gloves up for 3 minutes at a time. That's hard to do.
bro,
Get
I'm
that
not even
win
gonna
together,
train
baby.
that, I ain't gonna last but good 15, 20 seconds. After that, it's over.
Now I
So
say
you
a
ain't
street, so a street fight. Could you get him in a
No,
street?
no, he's gonna have me because I can't do it, bro. I
Street
don't have
fight?
it in me. I'm too old for all that, bro.
I get him in a street fight.
I don't know about that.
Street fight? Come on.
There ain't no rules in street fight.
Remember,
No,
you
no
may be
rules.
street fighting, but he's still a professional boxer.
Well,
Yeah.
he's gonna be running the whole time.
No, not from a
Street fight?
I'm telling you, it's a whole different animal, man. Fighting a professional boxer is different than fighting a guy on the street.
Street fight.
They have different skill sets. They've trained to know how to dodge you and where to hit you at and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because you ain't been training for that.
The street fight, there's no referee, there's no ring. And you,
Right.
if you run into a street fight, now you lost already.
Yeah.
Mo,
I
I think you
hear
get
you.
in a street fight, Mo.
Hey, I don't care, bro. Hey, you let me land just one punch, bro. One punch.
That's what that YouTube guy said before the fight.
I'll break about
One
6
punch.
ribs.
I'm reading it right now. He said if I get one punch in, if I get one punch,
Like the YouTube guy, man, sorry.
You think one punch? Floyd has been hit a bunch of times. One punch ain't gonna hurt, ain't gonna end the fight with Floyd.
probably not.
One of my punches would.
No.
The left or the right, Mo? The left or the right?
I give him all left, baby. All that
All
left. He coming. That left is coming. But
Because after he gives you a couple shots to the body,
oh yeah, I'm done.
You gonna bust up that kitchen, boy.
Yeah,
Once
bust
you
up
start busting up them
I'm
plates,
spitting up blood.
he
I'll be
gonna
spitting up
get
blood.
that kitchen stuff busting up them plates, Mo, and all that across your gut.
Oh
He
yeah,
gonna
I'm done.
bust it.
I'm done.
all that barbecue sauce out of there.
Hey, look, here's what happen. The bell gonna ring. If I can't hit him in the first 20 seconds, I ain't gonna take no hits. I'm out. It's done. I'm laying
You gonna
down.
take if you stay in the ring, you're gonna take some hits.
Now I'm doing Leon Spinks. Michael Spinks. Look, we did Tyson laid on the ground like, okay, he got me. Good work.
You ever
No.
see that fight? You ever see that fight between the Big Show and Mayweather?
Oh yeah, that was all staged. Come on, bro. You know that. That's all fun. That's WWE stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't a serious fight.
Yeah, because the Big Show 7 foot. He'd pick Floyd up and throw him through a wall. Come on now.
You couldn't grab him though. You couldn't grab him.
He's 7 foot. What's Floyd gonna do? Hit him in his knees? He can't hit him
No.
nowhere else.
No, Floyd. hit him
Bust
in the
up
face
that
a couple
kitchen,
times.
baby.
He went to
Bust
the
up that
kitchen
kitchen.
and then went to
He
the
bust
head.
him up in the nuts. That's all Floyd can reach because he's 7 feet.
Bust
Floyd's
up
what?
that
5,
kitchen.
5, 6.
4'7".
You know,
He ain't no 4'7".
he's 5'6". He's about 5'6". About 5'6", maybe 5'5".
Bust up that kitchen, boy.
Mm-hmm. No,
Yeah,
all
I'm
that
7
barbecue
foot.
sauce out.
Hey, and big as that dude is, them little punches ain't gonna hurt him. Come on, he ain't got enough power to
Well,
hurt him.
that's what you say, but when a professional boxer hits you, it's a whole lot different than you think.
Man, if I'm 7 foot and I'm weighing 400 pounds, ain't nothing you gonna do. You
How many
155 pounds.
7-footers that weigh 400 pounds though?
That's what the Big Show was. That's the Big Show.
He wasn't 400 pounds.
The hell if he wasn't.
He
The
was
Big
400
Show.
pounds.
The Big Show.
I don't know nothing about no Big Show. I don't know
That's
who
the
he is.
wrestler.
Oh, you
That's
don't know
the
who the Big
wrestler.
Show is?
Was he bigger than Andre the Giant?
He was big as Andre. Yeah, them two was the biggest two out there. The Big Show and Andre. And you know, Andre played Bigfoot in the $6 Million Man.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. For those who know who the $6 Million Man is.
Right, I know that's right. Kids today don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, they don't know about that.
Right.
About
But
that.
Andre the Giant passed a few years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, the Big Show.
That had to be a big casket.
Yeah, man.
Man, that was huge.
So Big Show was billed at 7 foot, 500 pounds.
Yeah, I told you, man. Big Show was a big boy. Big boy.
So whatever he did with Floyd was just for exhibition. It was for fun.
Yeah, that's all it was. That's all it was. That's all it
I
was.
think
Yeah.
Floyd got him for real though.
Nah, man. He busted his nose. He busted his nose.
See?
You know what I'm saying? Because he jumped on him from the back and all that stuff. He's hanging on from the back and all that stuff. But none of them punches Floyd hit him with was going to hurt him.
No,
The
I
dude
know,
was just
man.
too big.
It's Mayweather, man. He's the best, right?
I don't care who it was. If you got a 155-pound man hitting a 500-pound man, he laughing at them. Them Tic Tac.
Yeah, I know, man.
That's like giving a whale Tic Tac. What's that for? What's that going to do? Nothing.
Yeah, I was just toying around. Yeah, well, of course, it was all for exhibition.
Yeah. Oh, it's all for show. All for, you know, giving people what they want to do for show.
Certainly wasn't nothing serious about that.
No, not at all. Just like when Mike Tyson got out there, he was going through throwing people through the tables, you know?
Well, even when Mike Tyson and who was it? Roy Jones Jr. fought. To me, that was just that wasn't nothing.
Hey, but Mike almost took his head off that one punch, boy. Woo!
Oh, he took the win. He took his win, baby.
He killed Roy.
All I'm saying is that was still just an exhibition. I
Yeah.
didn't pay.
Nah, Roy got hurt.
Who was it? Andre the Giant hit Ali. Was that Andre the Giant hit Ali?
No.
I don't know.
Who was somebody Ali got in the ring with, and they slammed Ali.
It was
Was it Ted?
Hulk Hogan, was it?
No, wasn't Hulk.
Well, they got Andre billed at 7'4", 520.
Yeah, him and the Big Show, Big Show, just 4 inches shorter, but yeah, they weighed about the same.
7'4", 520.
Them some big boys.
That's massive.
Who was that slammed Ali?
I don't know that they slammed. I remember seeing a picture of Ali in the ring with Wilt Chamberlain years ago. But they didn't. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't nothing serious.
It was all for show. I mean, he jumped over the ring, started throwing a shuffle, and then the wrestler looked at him. He grabbed him and he slammed him. But who was it though? I'm trying to think who was it. I'll find out. I'll let you know next time we talk Wednesday.
All right.
That's my mission right there.
There you go. Pull that up. See what that was.
I'll throw it to Curt, and Curt can pull the video up. We get to you find the video, and then you can share it on the screen. I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. Hey,
Antonio Iyoko.
Who?
It says Antonio Inoki and Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali versus Antonio Inoki.
Really?
I don't even know.
Yeah, he was a big dude. He was a real big dude.
Yeah. But it's all for show, you know, putting on a show out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
Fellas, I gotta get out of here. It's been a good pleasure, good fun. Hey,
appreciate
Wednesday.
you.
I'll see you Wednesday.
We'll see you on Wednesday. Thank y'all very much for hopping on. Thank you everybody for tuning in to Sports Talk.
Hey, what time the Lakers play tomorrow? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. They're not.
Oh, they don't. They're gonna be watching the game just like that.
What they're gonna be is they're gonna be over there shining up the 16 trophies that they already got that don't nobody else have.
They're gonna be watching the game like us on TV.
Yeah, that's why they shining up their 16 trophies.
Hey, Rob, I just want to message you, man. I just want to message.
That's all. I love it. That's what I'm saying. You know, they're gonna be shining up their 16 trophies. You know, just like the Pittsburgh got 6, Cowboys got 5 championships. Hey. We got 5 Super Bowls also, brother. So it ain't like we left in the past.
Can I make
wait, we got more than y'all though.
Before
Yeah,
we
you
go,
do.
can I make a prediction?
Go ahead.
I predicted that Julio wouldn't be with the Falcons. I predicted that. I knew that he was not coming back to the Falcons.
But Kirk, that was one of those things that's been in the news for the last month and a half. They've been talking about that around here.
I said that at the end of the season last season. I said that last year. Okay, I'm gonna say it now. I want y'all to remember this. My prediction, and I'm glad this is getting recorded. I believe that LeBron James is going to retire and just go into movies
Before the next season. He's not going to play next season.
I think this is it. I think
Okay.
he's
No,
done.
he'll play next season. He'll play next season.
I think he's done. I think he's
Okay.
Nah,
done.
he'll play next season.
Well, we'll see. We'll be able to track that for sure.
My prediction.
It's
Yeah.
recorded. We got it live.
I called Julio a year ago.
Let the record show.
I'm calling LeBron right now.
Let the record show that Curt on this date predicted
June
LeBron James. Yeah, LeBron James is out of the NBA. He's done with his career.
He's
Is he a
going to the
Hall of
movie.
Fame? Kurt, will he make the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah, most def.
Okay.
Yeah, he a Hall of Famer, no doubt.
Well, I mean, whenever I'm telling you, I had one of my family members who was also very much a conspiracy theorist tell me if he was picking his top 5 that he would take Julius Erving over LeBron James.
What's wrong with that?
Well, look at what they've done. Look at their career. Was Julius flashy? Yeah. Was Julius a great player? Yes. Would you take Julius over LeBron James? Look at their career.
Yes, I would.
Okay, I would not. Although I love Doc.
Depends on who they're playing.
Yeah, hey, Doc
Ain't got nothing to do with who they playing to me.
You know,
Huh?
I say I'd say it depends on who they're playing against because of the
Why?
toughness of the old school guys. And I know
If
LeBron's tough.
you can play, it don't matter who you're playing against. I take LeBron James either way. Just because, I mean, what am I looking at? I'm looking at, is he going to score more, rebound more, less, pass the ball more, handle the ball, get more, what is the Julius going to bring to the table that LeBron don't do?
I think the Charles Barkley's would frustrate LeBron so much that they'd take him out of his game. Yeah, you'd have guys in there talking so much smack that it would take him out of his game and foul him a couple times. Barkley would foul him, just to hear him complain. Barkley would take 3 fouls on him just to hear him complain, to take him out the game.
No, he wouldn't. Because if you commit 3 fouls on him, then you sitting on the bench. So that don't help your team.
No.
That don't help your team.
I think Barkley would take them.
Yeah, but you don't help your team. I'm just and I understand everybody has their preference.
Don't you get 6?
Oh, snap. I'm out.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
See you,
Okay,
Mo.
brother. Me and Curt keep rolling.
Yeah, keep rolling. I'll see you on Wednesday.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
All right, Curt. But I'm telling you, to me, again, everybody has their own opinion. It's all good. But I mean, what are you using to judge the two? Is it Doc's flashiness or is it what?
I would say just watching that. I think you could get him out of his game with enough fouls to where the referees aren't calling fouls.
Tell me how. How does that work? Because when you foul him, he hits free throws.
Well,
he's a great free throw shooter too.
Well, if the referees aren't calling, like the last game, his hand got hit. He looked like he was going to miss a shot anyway. He did get fouled. They didn't call it, and he complained, and it looked like it took him out the game for a second.
But you got to remember, he wasn't in the game. His team was way out of the game from the first quarter. So the frustration may have been there, yes, because I want these calls because that could stop the momentum of the other team. But in terms of him being fouled over his career, they've done that. He's been in the league 18, 19 years. He didn't just,
19 years.
get in the league. And so that's been going on the whole career. But he punishes you at the line. At 6'8", 260, he's as big as anybody that played back in the day. He can do anything those guys did. And for me, Julius is a great player. I don't have nothing against Julius. But if I'm looking at a small forward if I had to pick 5 players on my team right now and pick a small forward, I'd take LeBron James over Julius Erving and anybody else for that matter. Anybody.
I could go with that.
At this stage, I mean, I'm just looking at what he's done over his career, because that's the only thing you have to judge by. How many championships, how many points, rebounds, assists, plays made, defense, all those things would go into the player. So
he's the greatest, but he can't be the greatest by himself as far as he carries a team, but can he, if he doesn't have a number 2 or number 3, can he, I guess he did it with Cleveland. He won a championship with Cleveland, right?
yes.
Who was his supporting staff with that? Did he have anybody who was like real? Or
Isn't that a great question? Because we don't know. He had a Kyrie Irving.
Right,
he had Love. He had, but
without Kyrie, without those guys, I'm sorry.
I'm just name somebody that Mike played with that he could have won without. Could he have won without Scotty?
I don't know.
But see, that's my point. Ain't nobody winning the championship without a good supporting cast. Nobody.
So true. So I say Mike needed Scotty. He needed Rodman. He needed those guys, of course.
Of course. He needed Paxson to make those big shots, and Steve Kerr, and all of that what goes into winning the championship. Nobody does it by themselves. Period. I don't care who they are. I mean, you think about Bill Russell, when he won the championship, as it turned out, he had about 6 or 7 Hall of Famers on the team with it.
So why do you think so many, even NBA players, hate on LeBron? Sportscasters, why do you think they hate on him so much?
See, Curt, again, I have not heard a bunch of people hate on LeBron. The only people I've heard hate on LeBron are more fans that don't like it because he's approaching Michael's level. That's the only people I've ever heard hate on LeBron are those folks that are trying to protect Mike and his legacy and not give LeBron his due. I haven't heard anybody else hating on him.
No, nobody. Okay.
I mean, as I said, it's mainly been fans, and those are fans of Mike that they don't want him to approach it. But he's on the same level. Whatever level Michael has achieved, LeBron has achieved that at least, to me. Has he won 6 championships? No. He's won 4. Did Mike win 10? No. Bill Russell did. So is Russell better than Mike if we're going by just championships? If we don't go by just championships, then what else has LeBron done that Michael has done?
Right.
Nothing.
Oh.
Nothing. That's the only thing. But I can name a bunch of stuff that LeBron has done in his career that Mike never did.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's just one of those kind of things. To be continued.
To be continued. I'm gonna keep on pushing for us to take this to another level.
Okay, brother, I'm with you.
I think it was a great conversation I had Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna keep on pushing this. Like I said, I'm looking into turning this into doing a radio, download some apps and stuff like that, and turn this into a radio station.
Right, get some content. That's cool.
Get some content.
And if they decide they want to bring me or Mo or both of us, let me know. The book, I can open up the book on Sunday afternoon.
Well, the book's gonna be right there.
Oh yeah.
The book is right there, baby.
Come on. Oh yeah. The book.
This is how it started.
The book is open. Don't worry about it. It's all good. But brother, I appreciate you, man.
It's all good. Started off with you and I as the concept, so that's what.
Absolutely.
Always. So thank you, everybody, tuning in. Please like, comment, share. Tell the book what you think about his book being open. And as always, tell Curt, you don't know what you're talking about.
All right, brother.
Have a good one. Take care, everybody. Thank you very much.
Easy. All righty.